SDG 13 Climate Change Graphs and Charts by Hamish McNaughton, Matthew Harting, and Callum Fitzsimons. Questions 1 and 2 by Hamish. Question 1. What is the atmosphere and air pollution in Zimbabwe versus other African countries? Up in the top right, there is a chart comparing emissions of African countries using data from the dataset. And to the bottom right, there's data for carbon dioxide emission in percentage for African countries, such as Zimbabwe, South Africa, other places in Africa, Morocco, Egypt, Botswana, and Algeria. Question 2. What is the atmosphere and air pollution like in Ireland by sector? Below shows a data set for air pollution in Ireland contributed by each sector, such as industrial, commercial, agricultural, F-gases, residential, transport, energy, industrial, public service. And then it says chart of data set comparing each sector's emissions in Ireland by percentage. And below it shows the greenhouse gas emission share. And the sectors included are public services, energy, industries, transport, residential, F-gases, agricultural, industrial, manufacturing. Questions 3 and 4 are by Matthew. Question 3 states, how effectively is renewable energy used in Thailand? Currently, about 1/6 of Thailand's electricity generation comes from renewables, which is a good start in terms of a zero-emission future. Below, the data shows the minimum take capacity in Thailand's contracts. This data shows how Thailand is phasing out fossil fuels in favour of using more renewable energy sources. This includes cogeneration, renewables, gas, bunker oil, lignite, coal, and hydro. Thailand is considering many ways to reduce its carbon emissions by 2030. Example, by taxing carbon emissions. Three ways it proposes to do this are PDP, Flex, and Flex USD 40. Below, I have compiled data to try and convey the pros and cons of each method through the graphs. Flex USD 40, which taxes each ton of CO2 emissions with 40 USD, seems to be the most effective projection to curb use of fossil fuels and more effectively introduce renewables. Question 4. How effectively are renewables used in Ireland? The bar chart show megatons of carbon dioxide saved by renewable services. And then below that is a pie chart of GWH generated by renewable sources. And then there's a pivot table, which makes it very clear how much of our energy in Ireland is used by renewables and how much is still fossil fuels. And to the right, this is a graph that shows we are still heavily dependent on non-renewables in Ireland. Questions 5 and 6 by Callum. Question 5, does the GDP of a country affect the amount of renewable energy used in that country? On the left side, the data that is represented on this histogram clearly shows the year 2000 increased rapidly to 100%. That shows the World Development Indicators. On the right side, this line chart shows how different countries have different World Development Indicators and how as the years go on, the numbers increase. I have also calculated the mean, median, and mode for the data set, which is shown there. Question 6. Does the amount of greenhouse gas emissions to a country emits the amount of a country experiences? On the left side, this bar chart shows greenhouse emissions and contribution of the 6 largest emitting economies and the rest of the world in 2023. Below that is a bar chart that shows the global greenhouse gas emissions by sector. And then to the right is a table that shows 2023 greenhouse gas emissions, shares in 2023 global emissions, yearly greenhouse gas emission, absolute and relative changes in 2023, and CAGR in 1990 to 2023. for countries and regions accounting